It's the dead of night at Buckingham Palace. The halls, usually reverberating with the echoes of royal duties and protocol, have gone eerily quiet. But something is happening behind the grandeur, something so catastrophic, it's almost beyond belief. The monarchy, which once stood unshakable, is now trembling from the inside, and the whispers of its undoing are getting louder. And at the heart of this brewing storm is a betrayal so explosive it could unravel everything we've ever known about the royal family. Let's start with the unthinkable Princess Anne, the one royal figure who has always been the epitome of stoic strength, a woman whose reputation for unwavering loyalty to the crown is legendary, has been driven to do something almost unheard of in royal circles. She's pleading for help. But not just anyone, no, not the public, not parliament, and not even the press. She's turned to the people who hold the very keys to the throne. And here's the catch. She's not asking for sympathy, she's warning of a betrayal that could bring down the entire monarchy. The culprit's at the center of this. None other than King Charles and, dare we say it, Camilla. The very woman who spent decades being shunned, only to rise to the role of queen consort, now stands accused of something far darker than any of her previous controversies. What had started as private squabbles within the royal household has morphed into something that threatens to not only ruin reputations, but also shake the foundation of the British crown itself. Let that sink in. King Charles, already struggling with his health and the pressures of his role, is reportedly gearing up for a legal showdown against his own wife. And this isn't just any petty marital dispute. Allegations of betrayal have surfaced, claims that Camilla's actions may have undermined the very fabric of the monarchy. What was once whispered about behind closed doors is now turning into a full-blown constitutional crisis. Princess Anne sees the magnitude of what's unfolding, knows the stakes are far higher than anyone realizes. She understands that if this is mishandled, it could lead to irreversible damage. And she's not just worried about her brother's reign, she's worried about the future of the crown itself. But what exactly has Camilla done? What dark secret is she hiding? We all know Camilla's rise was never a smooth one. She was once the other woman in one of the most scandalous love stories in modern history. But now, as the queen consort, she's playing a much bigger game. The whispers about her actions behind the scenes are becoming impossible to ignore. And these aren't just idle gossip, they're claims of influence, manipulation, and power plays that threaten to shatter the delicate balance of the monarchy. Here's where things get murky. Princess Anne, ever the loyal servant of the crown, isn't making emotional outbursts. This is not a knee-jerk reaction. It's a calculated move based on years of loyalty to the institution. She's pleading not just for her family, but for the very survival of the monarchy itself. Anne, known for her cold precision, is deeply disturbed by what's happening and is taking action in a way that's sending shockwaves through the palace. But what exactly did she say in her plea? Sources close to Anne reveal she didn't ask for sympathy. Instead, she delivered a blunt message. If something isn't done, the monarchy could very well collapse. The stability of the crown, the delicate power structures that have held sway for centuries, are at risk. Camilla's growing influence is said to be the central concern. Her moves behind closed doors are becoming too bold, too powerful to ignore. She's reportedly acting without the necessary authority, pushing boundaries and making decisions that no one, not even King Charles, has given her the right to make. It's not just about personal grievances anymore. This is about the future of the monarchy and the people who believe they control it. And Anne, understanding this better than anyone, is trying to stop it before it's too late. She knows that if she doesn't act, things will spiral out of control. But here's the twist. By speaking out, she's alienating herself from many powerful figures in the palace. The fear of being labeled a traitor to the family is real, but Anne is willing to take that risk for what she believes is the greater good. As Anne's message circulates behind the palace walls, the tension becomes palpable. What was once a carefully choreographed royal dance is now a power struggle that could expose everything. And no one knows this better than Camilla, who is now facing accusations that could threaten her position at the very top of the royal hierarchy. Stay tuned, because what happens next will change everything you think you know about the royal family. Is Princess Anne truly trying to protect the monarchy? Or is she fighting to stop a betrayal that's already gone too far? The atmosphere at Buckingham Palace has shifted from tense to downright suffocating. With Princess Anne's warning now out in the open, it's as though the monarchy itself is holding its breath, waiting for what happens next. The palace, once a symbol of unshakable tradition and power, now feels like a powder keg ready to explode. But behind closed doors, it's not just the royal family that's scrambling, it's the entire institution. A deep unease has taken hold, and no one is sure where the next move will come from. What no one expected, however, was the next step Charles would take. In a move that stunned everyone, even his closest advisors, King Charles authorized an internal legal challenge against his own wife, Queen Camilla. It wasn't a grand public spectacle. There were no press conferences, no announcements to the media. Instead, the move was made quietly, behind the scenes, where only the most powerful figures in the monarchy could grasp the magnitude of what was unfolding. But make no mistake, this is illegal action with real consequences. And it's one that could forever alter the future of the crown. Let that sink in. King Charles, the very man whose reign has barely begun, is preparing to sue the Queen Consort for what some insiders are calling a constitutional betrayal. This isn't about a few missteps or misunderstandings, it's about deep structural issues within the royal family. Claims have surfaced suggesting that Camilla has been making decisions without consulting Charles, bypassing traditional protocols, and quietly consolidating power in ways that go beyond her ceremonial role. This isn't just an affair of the heart anymore, it's an affair of the throne. What's worse, insiders claim that Camilla's actions were not an isolated incident. They point to a pattern of behavior that shows increasing disregard for the established boundaries of royal authority. Her rise, once seen as patient and methodical, is now being questioned as an ambitious power grab, threatening the very structure of the monarchy. To the outside world, Camilla may still wear the crown with grace, but behind the palace doors, the walls are closing in. The king's decision to take legal action is not a knee-jerk reaction to a personal betrayal. It's a calculated response to a growing crisis that could not be ignored. Princess Anne's warnings were not only valid, they were prophetic. But what's truly shocking is that this legal action isn't just symbolic. It's real. It's actionable. It has the power to dismantle Camilla's influence within the royal household and could shift the balance of power in ways no one saw coming. In an institution built on tradition, the idea of a king suing his queen is almost too outrageous to comprehend. And yet, here we are, with a monarchy on the brink of collapse. All because of actions taken behind closed doors, away from public scrutiny. And while this battle rages on, the whispers of what Camilla has done continue to swirl. It's been suggested that she's been quietly maneuvering to secure her own future beyond the reign of King Charles. There are rumors that she has been making plans for her own post-reign strategy, positioning herself to remain a central figure in the royal family, no matter what happens. Is she preparing for a future where Charles is no longer king? Is she positioning herself to take control once more? The stakes could not be higher. For the first time in modern history, the royal family is facing a battle not just for its image, but for its very survival. And at the center of it all stands Princess Anne, who once again finds herself the rock upon which the monarchy's future may rest. She is caught between a rock and a hard place, between loyalty to her brother, the king, and the duty to the crown that she has defended her entire life. But now, as things grow more dire, she knows that loyalty must be balanced with truth. And the truth, as ugly as it may be, is that the monarchy can no longer remain silent. With King Charles's legal action underway, Camilla's every move is now under intense scrutiny. No longer able to operate from the shadows, she must now face the consequences of her actions. The palace, once a haven of grace and quiet power, now feels like a battlefield. Behind its walls, alliances are being tested, trust is being shattered, and loyalties are shifting in real time. Anne has made it clear that she will not stand idly by as the monarchy unravels. She may have been the quiet, steadfast pillar of the royal family for decades, but now she is a woman on a mission. Her plea was not just a warning, it was a call to arms. And as she watches the palace's walls crumble around her, Anne knows one thing for sure: her role in this fight is just beginning. The monarchy may have been built on tradition, but its future will depend on who is willing to take a stand when everything else falls apart. So what happens now? As King Charles moves forward with his legal action, Camilla's future in the royal family has never looked more uncertain. The palace, once a symbol of order and tradition, now finds itself at a crossroads. Will the monarchy survive this internal upheaval, or is this the beginning of the end? One thing is certain: the fight for control, loyalty, and power within the royal family is far from over. Stay tuned, because as this drama unfolds, the world will be watching closely, waiting to see who will emerge victorious in the battle for the crown. The whispers are growing louder, the stakes are getting higher, and the future of the British monarchy has never seemed more fragile. What happens when the monarchy begins to tear itself apart from within?